Tom Duty, middle-aged American, living in New Jersey, near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. I did Uber today. It was cold. The only reason I was able to stay warm is I was also doing a thing in Citibike called Bike Angels. So when I wasn't getting deliveries, I was looking at the app, the Citibike app, and figuring out how to earn points by moving bikes from where they're abundant to where they're scarce. It was great. It's very cold. I stayed out for a full 8 hours, and I really wasn't cold. Minor extremities, short periods of time, but otherwise I was comfortable. The trick is to stay physically active and not too physically active, because then I risk getting hot. And then hot goes to cold in a blink. So I stayed in this nice, comfortable middle range all day. It was great, and it's largely credited to Bike Angels. The bag that I'm using, it's 12 by 12 by 12. It's a cube. The food goes in, zip it closed. It's absolutely great. It's very gentle on the food. I'm not spilling soup or having, some pasta dish kind of leak out. When the insulated bag is attached to a bicycle or even on a backpack, it tends to be in the wrong position, and the restaurants often don't do a very good job of preparing their food for transit. So in a bag being hung and held by hand, it's absolutely the most gentle way the food can be carried. So this is a big plus for me. I did get it when I was using the other bag, which was an oversized backpack. Number one, it was way oversized, probably wasn't the best to keep the food hot, and it also beat up the food more than what I'm doing now. So I got a thumbs down. I was kind of pissed, and now I got this new bag. In an event of road rage today, if I didn't thank Stetson, I think that's just like the famous cowboy hat, Stetson. Stetson used my code to register. Thank you, Stetson. I'm very pleased. Road rage. Have this thing today. I'm crossing 8th Avenue, going in the bike lane. There's a guy in the bike lane. I go in front of him. I say, "You're in the bike lane." No big deal. He chases me. I wasn't aware of it, but he went after me, and I'm stuck at the light. This happened to be I was in the bike lane at 35th and 8th Avenue, and all of a sudden he's in my face, and I'm on the bike like this, and he has pushed his torso into my arm. Now I didn't push back. I didn't even look at him. I tried to do everything I could to disperse the tension. And I ended up saying, "Hey, listen, everything I do is recorded. I got audio recording on me. I got video recording on me. There is nothing that's happening right now that is not making a complete record. So if you want to become a YouTube viral star, keep it up." So he insists that it's not a problem for him because he knows that he's in the right because of what I did when I supposedly hit him in the bike lane. So listeners, here's my 2 things that I want to make clear about road rage. Number one is he claims that I was in the wrong, and he could be right. I don't think he's right, but that's not the point. If he is right, my violation it wouldn't even get me a traffic citation. First of all, I'm on a bicycle, and there was no property damage. He is not injured. He wasn't knocked off his feet. He threatened to call the police. I said, they've got better things to do. So that was alleged altercation number 1. Altercation number 2, he is clearly in the wrong. he has approached me, threatening, physically pressing himself against my arm. And so the only trick, I'm in New York, these things happen to me. I've had a number of them, and I review every one of them thoroughly, and I'm not always happy with what I do and what I don't do. But in this case, I was, first of all, I was not wrong when I allegedly hit him in the bike lane. If I was wrong, this is a tiny non-traffic violation, and that's the nature of road rage. It escalates so fast. And this guy, he's a man, roughly my age, Asian, speaks English like he is a New Yorker, like a lifetime New Yorker. I didn't detect anything in his language that would tell me he spent any significant years outside of the United States or even outside of New York. And so anyways, that's, I guess the 2 points I want to make about road rage is, number one, no matter what starts it, that is usually a tiny infraction. So arguing over what started it is just pointless. And I made that point to him. I said, whatever you're claiming I did is now history. Oh, no, that's not recorded. I said, well, he just tried to argue that with me. But I said, what's happening right now is an assault. And everything is recorded, video, audio, so you can keep it up as long as you want. So he tried to claim, he stepped back a little bit and tried to claim I was free to go. And I insisted that he step further away from me before I move. So the whole time we were in this tete-a-tete, I was not moving. And so that was, I guess, a recognition that whatever started it is no longer relevant. This claim that I've got everything on video and audio, which I don't, by the way. And finally, not moving. I literally froze. And, I could have easily ended up with a fist in my face or something worse. That was it. So it was a great day. I was outside all day. I'm outside now. And New York City Black Friday. So again, Stetson, thank you. I mean it sincerely. I don't care what you do with your listing. You can ask me for help. I'd be glad to help you. Be glad to assist one-on-one. If you want to message me in a way that it's not clear who you are, you'll probably get more of my time and attention if I know you're Stetson, but I won't reply to you calling you Stetson. I'll say, dear kind person who used my code, so I won't identify you in any public forum. But you can do Q&A with me, and I'll give you my time and attention and do my very best to get you answers. But even if you do none of that, and even if you don't do any delivers, and even if your registration expires and I don't make any money on it, I don't care. You found my code, you used my code with thousands, even 10,000s that you could have used. And for that, I'm grateful. Stetson, sincerely, thank you. This has been Tom Duty, middle-aged American, living in New Jersey, near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty and a Google search for my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, a restful night's sleep. Ciao.